In this video, today in the Lit House, we discuss a once rising star in the NBA, a fan favorite and prospect.
The young kids, watching you do warm-ups and the oohs and the ahs and the autographs and the pictures, how does that make you feel to make these young kids so happy?
It makes me feel good because when I was younger, I had role models such as Draymond, Monte Morris at Iowa State, and I just seen what they did, and it made me feel happy, so I want to make them feel happy.
From Michigan State University, later on drafted by the Charlotte Hornets. Somewhere, it all went awry. Today, we discuss how Miles Bridges went from one of the most exciting players in the NBA to what could potentially be the most hated man in the league. Fans have spoken out against his return to the Hornets since his return 2 years ago. Content creators have refused to cover him. The polarization when it comes to this particular player, not only because of off-court accusations, but because of on-court lack of fit with the Charlotte Hornets. Today, we ask the question, is Miles Bridges the most hated man in the NBA, and is it time for him to go?
Alright y'all, welcome back to another video, and in this video I want to talk about why Miles has to go. So for part one, let's call it the rise, right? Miles Bridges' exciting start with the Charlotte Hornets. So y'all know on draft night 2018, he was originally drafted by the Clippers, but he was traded to the Hornets that same night. And it was a move that instantly energized the fans. He came in with explosive athleticism and all types of highlight reel dunks. And he brought a fresh swagger to the Hornets. Something they had missed ever since Kemba left, He had development throughout the years. You can see the consistent year-over-year improvement, especially by his third season. He was working on his three-point shooting, ball handling, and on-ball defense. And man, you talking about just highlight reels for days? That chemistry that he had with LaMelo, man, they were literally becoming one of the most exciting duos in the league for a brief period. I'm talking about you can see it on camera, off camera, whatever you wanted. LaMelo was throwing it up to Miles and he was going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like he was jumping out the gym with it. Just having that explosiveness, man, really had the Hornets just going up. I think right around his 21, 22, he had like a breakout season. He averaged over 20 points a game, which was a career high. A lot of high energy plays. It looked like he was having, leadership as well. So he just looked like he was going to be a fine foundational piece, for the Hornets' future. Now, unfortunately, man, I got to take it to part two and what I like to call the fall. And that's the legal issues and suspension, man. Right around the summer of 2022, he had the off-court incident that involved domestic violence. And the thing is, man, when it comes to professional athletes, it's not on some he said, she said. It's just, what did you do as an athlete, man? And anytime you're dealing with something so sensitive as domestic violence, it's going to come with the ugly, just look. And it completely just derailed his whole career trajectory, man. And it was devastating for him and the Hornets organization. And the thing was, even the league response and the public backlash when they suspended Miles for 30 games, but he already got 20 counted as time served, a lot of people saw that as controversial because it's like, wait a minute, should he be getting suspended more? Should he be kicked out of the league? So he didn't play at all during the 22-23 season, man, and the team took a huge PR hit for not even cutting ties, and that it lost so much major fan support. Miles lost so many endorsements and just looking good in front of the public. and the Hornets just had a moral dilemma. Like, you know, should his talent outweigh his character concerns? And it rubbed people really the wrong way, because I can even remember when Miles posted a video on Snapchat of him having a FaceTime call with MJ, and a lot of people was just like, yo, is he taking this serious at all? Like, I mean, what's next for Miles Bridges and the Hornets? Should they even be keeping him? And with that, I'm gonna let my man Rev take it.
Appreciate you, Sean. Look, one of the things I want to stress, and I want to continue to stress throughout the second half of this video, I got love for Miles Bridges. The whole Lit House got love for Miles Bridges. Honestly, after LaMelo, year one, he was my second favorite player. I'm the guy, Rev, remember, that was pushing out, saying over and over and over again on every live stream that I appeared, that in preseason, Miles Bridges deserved a chance to start for the Charlotte Hornets. I felt like he had a higher ceiling than PJ Washington. I feel like the Hornets were wrong the year before by excelling PJ Washington ahead and putting Miles Bridges on the back burner. I feel like that was one of the critical mistakes that they made, and they helped to stop his development, and they hurt his confidence by putting him on the bench in that year too. So I don't want anyone to think that by making this video, I am saying that Miles is not a good to great player. Miles is not a piece, if used right, could help the Charlotte Hornets. Really, like Sean was stating, this is more about fit now. If you look at the Charlotte Hornets roster moves currently, we are in the same situation that we're constantly in. We got a lot of guys around 6'5" to 6'6", really 6'3" to 6'4" at those wing positions. And to me, in the NBA, that's just not good enough to win. In this league, between the 3 and the 4 position, you want to have a lot of guys between 6'7", 6'9", long, athletic, and versatile. Although Miles is a hell of a player, and he could be a hell of a piece, he's not the tallest guy playing power forward. He's not a extremely high-level rebounder. He's not giving you 10 boards a game. He's not giving you 9 or 8 boards a game. Miles is a guy, to me, that is the classic tweener that when his athleticism was at its absolute peak, was a guy that could play the 4 because of his athletic ability. But after the unfortunate alleged scandal, it seems like his athleticism in these last 2 years has waned. We haven't seen the same level of explosiveness from Miles Bridges that we saw in years 1, 2, and 3. After he took year 4 off, it seemed like he came back with a willingness to dunk, a willingness to crash board, a willingness to get downhill, but just athletically, it's like that year off took some pop out of his core and his calves. For me, fit is the major issue for Miles right now. With guys like Josh Green, with Spencer Dinwiddie, with a guy into John Salam that is obviously in need of more development in the league, that you took at the number 6 pick overall, by the way, just last year. So he's gonna have an opportunity to be there. I mean, if you say that Liam McNeely, this year's first round draft pick, is a 4, even though he has the height, he doesn't necessarily have the athleticism and the overall size right now to compete on a night in and night out basis with physical, grown NBA players. So you look at Miles and you say, $20 million a year, 2 years left on this deal. And to me, the only contract and player on this team right now that if you moved for another respectable power forward, another respectable wing, you could actually entertain conversations. You get some money off your books, and hopefully the player you bring back fits better. Because of the center position and what we're looking at going into training camp currently, with the depth chart being potentially Ryan Kalkbrenner, Moussa Diabate, and an aged out Mason Plumlee, you don't have a lot of athleticism on this team from the 4 and 5 position and skill set and versatility as far as measurement and height defensively, to pair with a guy like LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. With guys like that, you want long, athletic guys that can get up and down the court, run the break, hit the boards, be versatile defensively, that can go from the 4 to the 3. You don't have to worry about switching off on because you know he can guard 1 through 4. Sometimes if they're playing small ball, 1 through 5. Miles, even though I feel like the effort is there, if we're talking defensively and his versatility, we've seen some small stretches, especially in years 2 through 3 for Miles, where he was competing defensively and really showing some strides. It seems like once again, since he's come back, defensively he's left a lot to be desired. And I don't think it's a situation where he doesn't want to. I just feel like what he's being asked to do at the power forward position and be that switchable piece, he doesn't have the metrics and the measurements to do so. So he's always out of position or he's fighting an uphill battle. If we were to get rid of Miles right now, we would have to bring in a 4 that is versatile, that is able to fill those holes, especially on defense, where teams are looking to pick on some of our players and they're trying to switch out. We need a lockdown defender, a rebounder, and a guy that can at times stretch the floor and hit that 3, especially that short corner 3, and a guy that is an athletic demon in the paint. That's what we need. And I just feel as though right now, Miles is the one guy when you look up and down this roster, like Sean alluded to, that is a veteran. I think a lot of teams will be willing to see what they can do with a guy like this when it comes to helping their team get over the hump, potentially bringing Miles off the bench or being that 4th or 5th option on a championship team. A team like the OKC Thunder that are gonna lose a guy like Lou Dort soon. Or a team like the Los Angeles Lakers that seem like they're just desperate to find young talent to pair around Luka Doncic. Or maybe even going back home to Detroit, where Cade Cunningham and company are building winning ways. I don't know where Miles will end up, but I gotta ask the question as we watch this video and as we talk on this video. Is it time for Miles to go? Y'all let us know what you think down there in the comment section below. And please share the video, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. We got the best content in the game. We appreciate each and every one of you all. Once again, this is not a Miles Bridges hit piece, but over here in the Lit House where we talk basketball, we gotta have the uncomfortable conversations. And if the Charlotte Hornets are gonna become a grown man team and a big boy team that is a perennial playoff contender in the East and eventually a finals contender, it's time to have grown man conversations. We appreciate each and every one of you all. Share the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and become a channel member today. Best basketball talking